Hey guys, it's Will. So BBAI is having some volatility before market open here on Tuesday. And as we're seeing the pre-markets numbers look a little interesting, you got this 2.9% dip. We saw this rejection here at $4.15. Really a bullish move earlier today, up 10%. But we did kind of point out this resistance yesterday at $4.10. So if we're going to see this rejection, at this level, we could potentially see a sell down as low at pre-market as 385 to this previous resistance right here, and also this moving average before any continuation. So we might have some more volatility in store. It would simply mean that we're going to see some of this sell off here kick in, and that would, even a more conservative approach, maybe even down to as low as 370. But really, that 385 range is a target. So you got to watch it closely. We know that they've had some announcements recently that have been positive for their company. If we look at the different indications from holdings, institutional holdings have increased. You definitely are seeing more institutions buy into this last quarter, like BlackRock, Charles Schwab, you got Vanguard, and Goldman Sachs. And that's just more indication that we could see some growth. The other thing to look at there when we look at BBAI stock, if, well, number one, our video is at the top there. That's really cool. Thanks for all the support, guys. But when it comes to the moves that are happening with their financials, they're starting to see that market cap increase. They're up to 1.2 billion, and this is a Russell 2000 AI stock now. So you can see revenue growth, for example, they're being compared to other AI stocks, C3 AI. You got Palantir, that contrast being made, SoundHounds. I think that when you're comparing them, the best comparison would most likely be to Palantir. And their revenues are similar to that of Palantir around the same point. You could even see Google comparing them to Palantir. When we looked at their financials, so there's three things we look at: the market, AI, defense, they're growing. The financials, we started to see some growth there quarterly in their revenues, but then we saw it kind of taper off. What we're looking for is that continuation in the next quarter of that 48% or 51% net income increase year over year, and seeing that balance sheet continue to build the revenues annually. We know they just paid down debt in the last quarter. You could see it drop significantly, which is good, but we have to see that net income really improve in the next quarter. So while they're being compared, there's a lot of hype articles, so watch out for the hype articles, and they're being compared with Palantir and everything else. The key that we're going to watch here really is going to be their chart as well, because this is a level they've been rejected at, that $4 price point, time and time again. And when they've been rejected, a lot of times they've sold down to that 350 or even 380. So today they did show signs of some rejection there, and the market was looking more red to start the pre-market session. And that's all part of what could be this cycle. We have the accumulation phase, then we got manipulation, potentially some sweeps that we could see here. The distribution here will kick down before we see that recovery. So just watch for that distribution. Normally it's quite common and something to expect, especially after that RSI, that MACD really pushing up. You could see it was really pushing up, very overextended there at one point yesterday, and we'll be watching it closely. The other thing that's really important to watch with Big Bear as we get into this level is this rising support. I could get rid of all the drawings. Look at that SMA, that 200-day moving average. It acts as a support oftentimes. It holds below when it's bullish, and when it's bearish, it crosses below and it acts as a resistance. So then we started to see just a little bit of resistance, but it's starting to now push back up, and it just validated that level again at that 368. So I think it would be pretty good for them to have this little bit less risk, a little bit more of a margin for profit down near the support on this rising uptrend, that we get to see them make this run into this $5 range in the near term. But again, just looking at this pullback at market open, that could potentially play we're going to watch to see if we could potentially enter on a dip here in the next few minutes. So if you want to be there in our live session that's starting here this morning, get access to our entries and our exits, it's a second link in the description. Thanks so much for watching. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button. Hopefully you guys have a great day today, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.